Pack our grass skirts as we head now for Heat 2A. Hole set Miss Madison. Mike Hansen draws the straws for this particular heat. He'll get competition from Jerry Hopp in the Paddock Pools U7. Also in Heat 2A, Jiff presents Mr. Pringles. George Woods Jr. getting right back into action, as will Jim Kropfeld in the Winston Eagle U10, owned by Steve Woomer.
We take a look at the field as it comes down for the start. Now it's going to be Winston Eagle in lane number 1. Jiff presents Mr. Pringles, lane 2. The Holset Miss Madison on the outside, and the Miss Paddock Pools is trailing. There's the start, and it's Winston Eagle. Jim Kropfeld is powered on in that big turbine, but he's got a challenge from another turbine on the outside. Jiff presents Mr. Pringles. George Woods trying to come up out of second place. We'll see if he has the power to slingshot by him on the outside as they come into the turn, and he does. Jiff presents Mr. Pringles, takes over the lead. Jim Kropfeld now coming up on a point in the course where he flipped last year aboard the Miss Budweiser, but this time he gets through with no problem at all. Second place in the Winston Eagle.
On the left is your leader, Mr. Pringles. On the right, the bright red boat is the Winston Eagle. A brand new boat this year. They're on the smoothest part of the course, but coming down to the tightest turn. Only 500-foot radius, and this boat is not that wide, Dick Crippen. This is the narrowest transom I've ever seen on an unlimited hydro.
Well, they're still experimenting with this new design for the Winston Eagle. Jimmy Kropfeld, the new pilot for that team this year, and so far they've had a fairly decent run out here today, although they are watching it very closely to see if it handles properly as this river continues to rough up. As you saw, the Pringles averaging 128.317 miles per hour. That's almost 20 miles per hour slower than the Miss Budweiser, but then again, he doesn't have the Miss Circus Circus on his tail either. So George Woods Jr. getting a good feel of this course and a good feel for his equipment.
The Winston Eagle in second place, about 7 miles an hour off the pace of this boat, your leader, coming around by the Detroit Boat Club on the Belle Isle Beach. Over 500,000 fans have lined both sides of this 2.5-mile oval for the Budweiser APBA Gold Cup 1990.
One of the other boats to watch out there would be the Holset Miss Madison, as we take a great shot here and give you a great view of the ride that George Woods Jr. is getting in the Jiff Presents Mr. Pringles. We mentioned the Holset Miss Madison. There she is, Mike Hansen. He is trying to close in on the Winston Eagle. Look at him come up on the inside. Now remember, the Winston Eagle is a turbine boat. The Holset Miss Madison is powered by an aircraft engine, and Mike Hansen has now taken over second place.
Here is the Paddock Pools with Jerry Hopp trying to get points just enough to get into the Gold Cup finals here, and that would mark the first time he's done that. And here comes Mr. Pringles lapping now the boat that is really having its problems, the Winston Eagle, out on that rough Detroit River course.
So first place is Jiff Presents Mr. Pringles, in the second place boat, Holset Miss Madison. Mike Hansen has lost power. Now here's your winner coming across the line. Jiff Presents Mr. Pringles, winner of Heat 2A. Holset Miss Madison has gone down. So the Winston Eagle, Jim Kropfeld, gets himself second place on the run. Third place across should be the Paddock Pools boat of Jerry Hopp. But Jim Kropfeld, Steve Woomer, and the entire Winston Eagle crew has got to be happy with a second place finish. It is official. Paddock Pools comes in third. The Holset Miss Madison did not finish.
George, you say Detroit River is lumpy, but you beat the lumps for the second time in a row.
Yeah, we've had some pretty good lucky draws today and got a pretty decent start that time and got right out in front and just kind of backpedaled, and we're going to make the final heat. That's the main thing. And Detroit is always just a matter of beating the river.
We'll be back with action from Heat 2B as the Unlimited Hydros battle for the Gold Cup 1990. Jim Hendrick along with Dick Crippen back here in the Motor City of Detroit, Michigan. The Gold Cup has great tradition. It's the most prestigious cup in powerboat racing history. It all started back in 1904 with a boat called the Standard. The first Gold Cup winner was 59-foot long, 23-mile-an-hour, the winning speed at Long Island Sound for owner and driver Carl Riotti. Then in the 1920-21, Miss America came on the scene with Garwood twin-engine Smith Liberties, first step hydro, an average 70-mile-an-hour, a record that lasted 25 years. In 1933 through 35, El Lagarto, the owner and driver George Rice, a 621 cubic inch Packard engine boat. 1946, Tempo 6. Guy Lombardo, the band leader, used a Zumback Miller engine, broke the 70-mile-an-hour record held by Garwood since 1920. The Slow-Mos came on the scene in 1950, 78.2 average for the winner, Stanzer's Slow-Mo. In 1955, The Gales came on the scene. Lee Shaneth won it in 55. His buddy Bill Muncy came out at 56 and 57. 96.5 mile an hour average. 8 career victories for Bill Muncy.
And we turn to today's racing and the quest for a Gold Cup. Oh boy, Alberto, U2 in the next heat. Along with the Miss Budweiser, the U1, Tommy Deeth will be driving that boat again. Also in the field, the Miss DOC Ray-Ban, the U3, Mitch Evans. Rounding out the field, the Miss Circus Circus, the U31, Chip Hanauer, the driver. So as we get set for Heat 2B, they come down with the Miss Budweiser in lane number 1, Circus Circus in lane number 2. Oh boy, Alberto is on the outside in lane number 3. Those are your 3 primaries coming down for the start. And we have a good start with the Miss Budweiser by about a boat length over this Miss Circus Circus. Chip Hanauer now tries to put the power on. Meanwhile, look at Mark Tate in the Oh boy, Alberto. He's holding it up there, just a matter of boat lengths off the leaders.
This is the widest part of the turn, and now Budweiser goes way out, about 5 boat lengths in front of the Miss Circus Circus as they come around to come off the exit pin and go down the smoothest part of the course along the Belle Isle Beach. But look, Circus Circus is starting to move up.
As Circus Circus comes up on the inside, we can try to watch through the cockpit window of the Miss Budweiser. Tommy Deeth, you can see that he is getting quite a ride in that boat. He's heading down now to the Rooster Tail turn. Deeth with a little bit of an advantage on this one. He got to start where he likes. If he has his druthers, he would like to start on the inside, and he did this time. It has paid off for him so far. Look at the hard charge of the pink and white Miss Circus Circus, Chip Hanauer.
I'll tell you what, Chip Hanauer never gives up. Tommy Deeth and he really trust each other. They are great competitors. They want to beat each other. Look at that lap speed for Miss Budweiser. 154.3 mile an hour.
It's an amazing mark that has been set here by Tom Deeth. You wouldn't imagine that in competition he'd be able to hit that speed, but the water conditions, the wind conditions just right today, and that's after a blowout yesterday. Because of the currents and the strong winds on the Detroit River, they were unable to run qualifying yesterday.
This is without a doubt the toughest course these boats will race on all year. Bill Muncy used to say, you never beat the Detroit River, you only survive it.
And survival is the name of the game today as these guys take to the course. Oh boy, Alberto. Mark Tate, the rookie out of Michigan, doing a fine job of driving. Right now he is in 3rd place. Wait a minute. DOC Ray-Ban has gone down. The Miss DOC Ray-Ban has gone dead in the water. Mitch Evans trying to check his gauges over to see if anything's wrong. We detect flames. Flames off of the stacks, and we got to tell everybody right now, this is not a fire to be concerned about, Jim.
Not unless it would continue. He can blow it out with just one pre-start.
Miss Budweiser in command. Tommy Deeth looking to get his 2nd Gold Cup on the Detroit River. This is the older boat. They have a new boat, but Bernie Little, we talked to him about why this boat.
Miss Budweiser's up to it, and we've selected our number 2 boat to run here instead of the one we ran last year. We think it'll dance over this river a little bit better, and we think we're race ready.
Think no more, Bernie, because the boat is dancing perfectly over the Detroit River as they get the green flag signaling one more lap to go. In the lead, it is the Miss Budweiser. And in this particular situation, Heat 2B, he has hit a lap speed of 147.913 miles per hour. He has been into the 150s. He is obviously now trying to save the equipment and save himself for later in the day when he'll go for his 2nd consecutive Gold Cup and what would be his 1st championship win of the new season. Tom Deeth in the Miss Budweiser.
I'll tell you, Tommy prefers this boat. As you recall, in 1988, he drove it to a driver's title. Then they brought out the 89 version. He didn't like it as well when he took over in mid-season from Jim Kropfeld.
Miss Circus Circus riding back in 2nd place, and that's a place where at this point in the day you can kind of expect to see Chip Hanauer. A lot of times he'll sandbag it a little bit and save everything for the final heat. So he is far from out of it at this point as the Miss Budweiser comes down, gets a round of applause from owner Bernie Little and the rest of the pit crew. Miss Budweiser, winner of Heat 2B.
He picks up 400 points towards the finale. Here's a 300-point finish for the 2nd place Miss Circus Circus with Chip Hanauer. 225 points for a 3rd place finish for Mark Tate in Oh Boy Alberto. And the Miss DOC Ray-Ban did not finish. Let's go to Dick Crippen in the winner's circle.
Tommy, I think if there's any question at all as to why you want that boat, we saw a couple of old friends at work.
Well, I want to get this one for Bernie Little, that's for sure, but there's a long day yet. That's 2 down. We've got 2 more to go, and the final's where it's all the money is.
Bernie, did the speeds continue to amaze you?
Yeah, they do. They're running much faster than I ever thought we could run in the Detroit River in competition. But Miss Budweiser's up to it, and so is Tommy, and we're out here to keep this Gold Cup.